a housewife on Ozempic?
And this below deck love triangle might make you seasick. Virtual reality.
Hi, I'm Danny.
And I'm Evan.
And this week we need to talk about the honorary housewife. She's on every franchise. She's booked and she's very busy. It's Miss Ozempic.
Yeah, she certainly is busy. And if you've been listening to the podcast for a little bit, you know that I too am on my Ozempic journey. I'm taking semaglutide, the generic form. So it was very nice to see Dolores Catania just openly admit on Watch What Happens Live that she is on Ozempic.
Dolo, you look thin.
Thank you.
Ozempic?
Yep.
Oh, are you?
No way. Yeah.
Are you on Ozempic?
Yeah.
I just love how she was not afraid to say it after so many housewives have denied using it when it seems clear.
Well, Andy Cohen even said himself that he's like, is there any housewife not on it? And I mean, that's the thing, because Dolores was met with mixed reviews. Some people were like, thank you for just like being honest about this. And other people were like, why are you taking it? And all of these things. But I really do appreciate that she's honest, because how many articles for the past like decades of our time, I feel like I was like born and I've read an article that's like green juice and jogging and I lose 50 pounds. It's like, no, you're just a celebrity and you get all this stuff done, or you're doing all these things. And so I appreciate the openness.
Yeah, we love a girl who doesn't gatekeep, you know?
Yes.
And I feel like we can always rely on Dolores for keeping it real.
Especially with her surgery journeys, because she has had so many and she looks amazing. And like, she really, I do like that she is, every time I go on her Instagram, it's either her with like her adorable dogs, her adorable Irish man, Paulie, or she's like, this is my plastic surgeon and he's changed my life.
I also love when she was talking about her use of Ozempic. Like, not only was she real in admitting that she uses Ozempic, but she also said the reason she did it is because she couldn't have anyone else looking thinner than her on the reunion couch. And the New Jersey reunion apparently is right around the corner. So she's trying to get like snatched for whatever look she pulls up in.
Right around the corner, because we have Dolores on it. Jen Fessler, friend of, said that she is also on it. And the Marge did a whole spread. She's not on Ozempic, but she's on something. It looked like a password that is auto-filled. I don't even really know what it is.
I need to feel good. That's the other reason I'm on my peptide shots. I take stuff for my joints, my mental clarity, we're not getting any younger.
She's on something though. That's helping her lose pounds too.
Yeah, Danny, I was telling you that whatever this drug is called, it looks like the name of like an Elon Musk baby or something. Like it was just like symbols and letters. But anyways, whatever she's taking, it's working for her. And she feels that it's not only helped her slim down, but it has helped her sort of reclaim, all aspects of her health.
And I feel like that is like, it gets into such like territory and like this discourse online and etc., where people are like, why are they doing this? Why are they doing this? And because Margaret had this spread in People where she was talking about it, and it was like an interview with her and her doctor walking through like what's working for her, why they're doing it. So it really, I feel like, made a lot of sense listening to her or reading her take on all of it. And it is kind of funny that I feel like now, even though, well, actually all of them are on the same side, I feel there needs to be like an Ozempic couch and a not Ozempic couch on Jersey Housewives. And I feel the topic of it will definitely come up. And I'm really curious to see, because when we talked to Jackie, it picked up a lot of steam that she is like very much against it being used not in its proper way. She's just kind of horrified about the after of it all. So I'm curious if she's going to have some takes on that. She might be busy yelling with Danielle Cabral, though.
Totally. Well, do you know what is also interesting? Speaking of Jackie and her thoughts on Ozempic, Bethenny Frankel also recently shared her thoughts on Ozempic in a very heated, passionate TikTok.
This Ozempic thing is going to go sideways.
She is not Team Ozempic, and I know that Jackie and Bethenny have had their moments in the headlines, and Jackie's not a fan of the skinny girl branding, but at least they can possibly bond over their share.
Did you see what Jackie commented on it?
No, what did she say?
She was like, because I saw that, I was like, oh, interesting. Jackie goes, on this, we agree. Smiley face.
Okay. Oh. All right. So there we go.
I like how she's like, on this, we agree. But Bethenny, let me get a minute of your time to tell you everything I have issues with.
Yes. Oh my God. Ozempic, bringing our girls together.
I do also love, I mean, it is but I was talking to people And it is funny that like Bethenny is very much, she called it Nozempic. How do you think it's going to be 2 months, 2 weeks, or 2 years until Bethany's like, and I just thought of it, it's called the skinny shot. And she's just going to be saying, it's a skinny shot. No, it's not Ozempic. It's just skinny shot. It's like a little, like in like little like Dasani drops that she has from Skinny Girl. And you just shoot it and you just feel great. She's going to try to rebrand it on her own and be like, no, it's not Ozempic.
And it's going to be sold at like Walgreens or Walmart or many of the other, stores that she has her Skinny Girl products in.
Yeah, she knows how to do her business well.
Yeah.
Speaking of people who know how to do business very well in the Housewives world, an alum of Beverly Hills, Lisa Rinna, chatted to us, and me and Evan were able to ask her some questions. We need the record. Housewives was off limits.
Yeah, we couldn't talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We couldn't talk about Bravo. We couldn't talk about...
I don't even think we could have talked about the animal Peacock. Like we couldn't, she shut down everything. Like we can talk about Peacock, the streaming network, Peacock, the animals. We couldn't say like brava. Like we couldn't sing opera. There was a lot of things she didn't want to own it about. Which,
But she was still a lot of fun to chat with. She was promoting her Don Julio Rosado partnership, and we got to chat with her about what her future looks like. And there were those rumors about a family reality TV show. She shut those down exclusively with us. She said she didn't know where that came from. And then she also shared the story behind that viral Paris Fashion Week wig, which, we were all curious about.
can I ask you about, because you said you were going to do maybe a show with your family, which I kind of would love, because I feel like...
That's not true. None of that's true. I don't know where somebody got that, but listen, I never say no to anything. So, I would never say I will never do something. But that is not true.
Oh, okay. Well, I kind of want to manifest that along with all your other roles because I just love your family so much.
Oh, thank you. I love my family so much too. My family's really busy right now. I'm not sure I could even get anybody to do a show with me.
You're like, it's hard enough to get dinner, let alone an entire season.
Yeah, no, they're all working so much and so busy that I'm not sure we could even be in the same place to do a show, which is great.
I love Delilah's foray into music. The video. It's so beautiful. I love nothing more than a pretty girl singing pop music. So it really spoke right to my gay heart. How are you feeling as a mom? You must be so proud.
I'm so proud. She's always had a great voice. It's not something that anybody has really known, and we've always known it. And so I'm so happy that she's doing something with it and finally, releasing a song. And she did her own video. She did all of it on her own with her own people. And, Harry and I know nothing about the music industry. So this has been really fun to watch. And we're so proud. And I think the song is amazing. I think it gets in your head instantly. I love the video. I think it's really vulnerable. And I'm so proud. We are so proud.
Yeah, it's nice to hear her sing a song with such an inspirational message after everything she's been through in terms of her health and her mental health. How is she doing today?
She's great. Delilah is doing so well. I'm so excited. I'm going to get to see her today. She's coming to the party.
Oh,
okay. All right. Oh my God. I love that. Oh, speaking of your hair, Lisa Rinna, that hairdo you were rocking during Fashion Week,
the
wig? That was okay. I personally,
the page boy wig that flipped everybody out. It flipped everybody out. They didn't know what to do with that.
were you shocked by the worldwide response to that wig? It was very polarizing.
Well, I never think about it when I'm doing something. I'm in the moment. We weren't planning on that, and it was in the background, and I had the outfit on, or I showed them the outfit, and they were like, would you ever wear that wig? And I looked at it and I went, oh yeah, I like that. And he put it on and I went, oh my God, it looks really good with the outfit. And that's as far as it went. I went to the show, really amazing. I would have never guessed that little page boy wig would have created such a stir.
Well, that's what I love so much. Cause I was reading an interview with Kelly Catrone, just talking about like kind of like Fashion Week and like how like influencers and everybody have kind of like taken away so much of like the fun and skill of Fashion Week, where like fashion is an art and like it's people taking risks and chances. And I feel that's something you always do with your looks too, which is a lot of fun to watch.
Well, it's a lot of fun to do. I've had such a ball doing that kind of stuff. You know, it's like my own version of drag.
Yeah. Oh my God, 100%. And it's so funny
Yeah.
you say that because you have, I think several times you've been part of Snatch Game on RuPaul's and Drag Race. So I love that sort of like symbiotic relationship that you have there.
I've always said I'm a gay man trapped in a woman's body. Or my kids call me that. My kids are like, Mom, you're a gay man trapped in a woman's body.
We feel that. We feel that. 100%.
Well, I would rather be talking to her on the phone than I think being at, well, now I probably would want to be at that table, but I would rather talk to Lisa Rinna on the phone than be at Christina Kelly, Katie Maloney, and Lala's table. And instead of having tableside guac, it was tableside my friends or not friends wedding celebration.
That was such a wild scene. And I want to know how much of the idea for them to eat dinner right there was Katie or production's idea. Either way, I hate it for Sheena, but for the viewer, I kind of did love it. And I loved how Katie gave that kind of knowing smile when she said that she just went to this restaurant for the menu. I mean, the pettiness is just popping out.
She really delivered this episode. You had your favorite moment when Raquel went to like confront. It did remind me when Alex McCord went to Luann, like, Luann, I need to talk to you, not now. And like is that a water buffalo?
No, it was very much giving that. And then also so Raquel is like breaking down the rules. You cannot go to the preferred pool where the wedding festivities are happening. And it seems like Katie and Christina really just don't have one flying F to give. They're gonna go to the pool regardless of what Raquel is telling them in that moment. And then Raquel, you know, it takes a minute for Raquel to process information. So she's like, so you're just gonna show up, or so you're just like not gonna listen? And Katie, like you said, Danny, had red wine mind and sort of like gave a little shoulder shrug and was like, yeah, exactly. So the delivery was so good. I loved it.
It was so good. I love that. And I love that there were some Katie wins this episode because it started and ended with some not Katie wins because she had the worst. I don't even know why they did this dinner. They planned it, the dinner with her and Schwartz. It should not have happened. It was very cringe. But it was not as cringe in my mind as the Raquel makeout because, like, I didn't realize it was just going to be, like, leaning over a table in lukewarm water.
Yeah, that was, like, absolutely not the vibe. It felt so anticlimactic to me. It felt very unspecial. But then again, at this point, Raquel is hitting the sack with Sandoval, so this was just an extracurricular activity. It was there. She didn't. It probably meant absolutely nothing to her.
Yeah, she's like, I'm seducing you. As she's texting Tom, like, oh, like wrong Tom, LOL. Like, I can only imagine the emoji she was sending to Sandoval and all of her friends from home if she has any.
Oh my God, I know. I do want to give the waiter a shout out though. The waiter who waited on Tom Schwartz and Katie during their house closing meal. He was so cute. He's like, "What are you celebrating?" And they're like, "Divorce." And he's like, "That's so nice. I love that." And also when they were having the most like heated points of their argument, and he was like, "Here's your French onion soup." Like he really was the MVP of that meal. And also, I wish he was around when Katie was crying over her surf and turf. Like Jesus, I was.
He needed a hug. Like she needed a hug from him. I also don't get, Katie, why are you ordering French onion soup in August in Mexico?
I think it was like a French restaurant that they were at, but regardless,
it's so hot. I'm like, was it not
humid? Like escargot or caviar, like something else, something a little bit more chilled. But yeah, French onion soup in August in Mexico does not sound that is what set the vibes incorrect.
Off from day.
Blame it on the
how
soup.
You know it was a divorce. You're like, oh, we are two separate beds. Like, yeah, French onion soup, and I'm gonna go to my room. And while I kind of get repulsed from the idea of this like not love triangle between the Toms and Raquel, me and Evan are now so obsessed with the love triangle of Below Deck Sailing Yacht that y'all are gonna get into in the next few weeks because season 4 is coming out next week. And we talked to Colin kind of about how him, Daisy, and Gary are getting on, not getting on. And that full interview is dropping next Tuesday, but we got a little tea for you too from there.
looking back on the love triangle now and with time to reflect, do you think there is validity to that sentiment of Gary possibly being a spiteful hookup for Daisy, or do you think that was Gary trying to reframe the situation to make himself feel better?
Yeah, the latter for sure. You know, I spent a lot of time with Daisy, and yeah, I kind of know that that's not the case, but I also didn't know that that's how Gary felt. But Gary, you know, Gary's Gary. He wants to have the limelight the entire time, and I'm not sure that he actually felt that way. It was just maybe for a bit of drama on his side.
And one of our coworkers talked to Daisy yesterday, and she said that she's like now best friends with her and like loves her because she's so fun. But Daisy was saying that feeling and like kind of experiencing this like love triangle now, and even in the hindsight, that like she almost felt like sort of like a trophy, and it felt like competitive at parts. Do you feel that it's like you understand where she's coming from in that regard? And do you think that kind of was, to your point, being pushed by Gary? Because he turned it into like, instead of you and Daisy having this romantic moment, he's like, all right, now it's like The Bachelorette.
Yeah. You know, what happened with Daisy and I was very different, I think, than what was going on between her and him. But nonetheless, it was, you know, it was a complicated situation, and just one that I didn't really want to be in.
Are we officially official? Because I'm rooting for you two. I like seeing y'all together.
Yeah, I can't say too much about that, but we definitely, you know, we've got a connection that's a connection as friends was you know, evident before the season even started. So it was you know, it wasn't off the cards for that to happen between her and I. It was just the first time I was single and in the, I don't know if it's the right place or the right time, but I was there. We had this chemistry, and we love each other's company, and you know, there were moments in all of our seasons where we confided in each other and shared feelings, and it's yeah, it was just kind of like a natural chemistry that we had, but we hadn't thought of it as a romantic option, I guess, until we started season 4.
Who made the first move?
Who made the first move? I think we both did. It was just something that we were both kind of drunk when it happened the first time, but I think we just both leant in and went for it.
I would have loved if it was just the boat rocking and you both just like fell into each other.
Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with that. It was an accident.
And I know that we have to watch the rest of the season to see how your love story plays out. But when you just envision the future and you think about Daisy, what do you see?
In the future, Daisy and I, will probably be, I don't know. You'll have to watch the show. Whatever I say now will give away sort of what happens during the end of the season. But yeah,